Hello everyone, welcome back to the Happy Life Show. This is episode 2 of our Miraculous series, in which we talk about miracles and unexplained things that happen during Ozay and my life. I hope you like it. Please subscribe, like and share if you like our videos, and it supports our work. Okay, see you in a minute.
Okay, then I wanted to get you in the mood then, because we are talking about, like, we found our place now, the next part of the story in Sweden, and
But shall we introduce each other first?
oh yeah, of course.
He's so enthusiastic to get on with it.
Yeah, man.
Go on then.
Do I need to?
Yeah.
This here is my beautiful, wonderful, scrumptious, sexy, divine goddess. Lovely boobs. Ahiranta.
Thank you.
Tell you the truth.
Oh my
She's a
gosh.
divine goddess, and all divine goddesses have boobs.
You do make me feel very beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, how can I make her feel what she is? You are what you are.
Okay, everybody, welcome, and let me introduce you to my absolutely wonderful husband.
I'm blessed big.
Ozay, Tulku, Rinpoche. Yay!
It's me. Okay.
Hello.
Okay
Welcome
then.
back.
Okay. Now.
Episode 2, Miraculous series.
Yeah. Imagine now we are sat around a campfire. I just played the harmonica. And we're in Sweden, and we're thinking like, oh, we just bought this house, and Ahiranta seems to be doing a little bit better, and she's still not okay, but she's happy to be there, so the vibration's good, and we got the campfires going, and then we sat there one day, and we have to look at reality, because the dream is not always a reality, and we're looking at the realistic, the material things, and the house, yeah, it's a nice house. It's a log cabin made of wood, and it's been standing there since 1860.
No, even earlier apparently, 1840s.
The 1840s, and it was during the time of the Wild West, and you had these Swedish people who were log cabin builders, and they took the influence of their log cabin building over to America, and everyone was piling over to America, and timber, trees coming down, houses going up, and it was a beautiful time to live.
But hand-built, totally hand-built.
And that building, we're going to show it to you. And the structures is built, everything's made by hand, and men worked hard with horses and animals. They lived with nature, and if they didn't do it proper, they would die. And because it was so harsh out there. And now we were we had just taken this place on, and it needed a lot of work doing. We had a barn there, we had a stable there, we had the house there, which had 17 rooms in it or something?
I think 11, isn't it?
11.
I'm not sure. We never count them.
Yeah,
something like that.
We did count them once, and I forgot. And we had that many rooms, and then we had a smokehouse, and
Garage.
soil toilets. We had a garage and another garage attached to that, all made from wood, logs and everything. Beautiful. And you got to look at you got to see it to believe that woodwork, the mastery they put into those buildings.
Even the storehouse, which is not made of wood, and they made a documentary about it. That's built of rocks. I will show it here to you.
They've done a documentary.
And apparently the house has been a film location as well for a Swedish film, a romantic film.
Yeah.
But we have so far not been able to trace the movie, sadly enough. But we don't give up. Maybe one day we will find it.
So Strombacken, where we managed to get our hands on, is historic. It has historical value for the area that we're in, and we hope we can keep it maintained up to those levels.
We are custodians.
Yeah, where people can appreciate their history in Sweden. It's a beautiful place, really.
Yeah.
And anyway, the miracle. The miracle.
We talk about
the
miracles.
goddess Ahiranta. Yeah. And so, one night after we've been there, maybe a day or two.
I'm not sure how long we have been there by then, but I was lying on the porch in the bed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Anyway, on a Sunday. I remember it's a Sunday.
Do you? Oh, right,
yes.
Because we didn't think we would get any out.
Because it was a Sunday.
So anyway, we're sitting down now, and after investigating the house out in all the rooms, it's really in a bad way, and a quarter of the house is lit up with electric, the rest of the electrics are totally short out,
Yeah.
and no working. So we only have a light in the kitchen and in the one little room.
That's it, I think.
And that was it, wasn't it? Yeah. So we had
not
two
upstairs,
lights working.
Not upstairs.
And we had, I know the plugs were working in those rooms.
Yeah.
Right, so we had 1, 2, 3 rooms.
The little kitchen was a bit modernized compared to the rest.
Yeah. So it's a big house, and we just got one small area we can live in, and the rest of the house is going to fall to, doom or whatever, and we can't move around because it's in the night because it's dark. And so we sat there now, and I'm saying that I don't know shit about electric.
That's why he has no hair.
Yeah, because whenever I mess with electric, I always forget to turn the electric off at the main point, and I start messing around with wires like this, and go
First you had curly hair, and now none.
No way. You can check out my profile if you like.
I got all
the pictures of my curly hair like this. And anyway, so I'm not good with electric.
We look similar, didn't we? We could have been brother and sister if you see the pictures. Yeah,
I could do electric, but I scared myself of it by having too many shocks.
We are happy we're not brother and sister.
Forgetful. That's the problem when you're like me.
Hey, darling.
What?
We are happy we're not brother and sister. We couldn't have sex. Anyway, so
so we sat there now, and I'm scratching my head. I said, I don't know shit about electric, Ahiranta, and we are just buggered with electric. I can do a lot to it, but I can't do electric. I don't feel confident. And they had a absolutely different.
Oh yeah.
I could do basic electric. I could set a light up.
We have three things in our electric cables here. Yeah. 3 wires. But they have 5.
They have 5 bits of wire going into the electric boxes, and
no, every wire contains 5.
Yeah. And I'm totally shit out on it. I don't know shit about their electric. I could do a basic electric job, but I generally would keep away from that. And I'm thinking I can't do that. And we're talking about it, and then we're drinking a cup of tea like we normally do
on the porch.
And we chilled out, because we don't really stress. We've been around long enough in our lives to understand that you don't let things like that stress.
But stress really is bad. It's really bad.
Illness, and we would enjoy that moment, but we would acknowledge that day that. The electric situation wasn't good for us, so we might not be able to take full advantage of that place there for for her illness. And so, like, you know, we just, and then we stopped chatting, like, and we drinking our tea, and then suddenly something really strange happens. The atmosphere changes, and like, we're like looking where we sat in our porch is facing the forest, and like something like 300 meters through the forest is bears living over there. So it's always really interesting to look over there, and we sat there looking out after we finished talking, like, and I'm saying maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wasn't very long after we stopped talking, suddenly this, like, the atmosphere changes, and then there's a whirlwind going on by you in the tops of the trees, and you don't see this in England, right? You just don't see that weather phenomenon in England. I don't know what to call it, really.
And this is summer, huh? Summertime.
Summertime, yeah, summertime. That's another thing. They don't get that. And it's spinning around like this, and you can see the wind is spinning around in the trees like this.
In the treetops, yeah.
These trees are standing absolutely still. Right?
Yeah.
And it's just spinning around there, and then it starts moving around like this, and we're following it as it's moving from the right hand side to the left side, and then it's out of sight, and then it's and then bang, something hits the side of the building.
And it's not raining, huh?
Yeah,
it's not raining.
Yeah, it's not raining, and then something you could hear it like go through the house, couldn't you? You know, it was like twang.
Well, it was a really loud bang.
Yeah.
And we said to each other, the house is hit.
Yeah. Ahiranta, we spoke earlier, her hearing is better than mine, and she can hear more than me.
I can interpret sounds.
I knew there was something. And she got a brilliant ability to hear things, and she knows what's going on.
I knew something was hit. Yeah.
It's like her ears got eyes to them. That's what we talk about that sometimes.
Because I was in the bedroom so long, you can't see nothing, so you learn to listen to the sounds around you. I know, for example, which neighbor is starting its car, or which children are walking to school, or simple things like that, because you want to be part of your environment. So it's like a blind person, really. You start developing more of your hearing.
Yeah, and she was just excellent. She still is excellent at, like, we're lying there in the morning, like in the bed, and there's all sounds going on out there, and I remember saying to her, like, what's that? Like, and she said, oh, it's the Iceland van, and it's
delivery truck.
The shop into number 16 down the road, like.
Yeah.
And then I look out and I thought, how the fuck does she know that? And I look down the window and I go, exactly as she says.
That's in England, right?
And, so I'm like going in the head sometimes with some of the stuff she comes out with. And anyway, so like, bang, she said, I think the lightning's hit the side of the building. That's
something.
How it was, isn't it? And because it was like, I remember you heard that twang as well, twanging all the way through the building. Yeah. And then I goes indoors then, and I checks the lights. And do you know, like, those lights that we had?
The little lights that we had, they were all taken out completely. And then you went outside. You checked the box outside of the house?
The lightning had hit the box. And what's the miracle in that? Oh, well, like, listen to this. I don't care if you don't believe it. Like, it's up to you. Because personally, I don't know. I think I'd have a problem believing this story if it wasn't for the fact that we were the witnesses and we saw it ourselves.
It doesn't matter.
We were there. And so anyway, and I comes out to her and I says, that's it. I said, all the electric's gone now. Every bit of electric we had coming into the house was gone. And we carry on drinking our...
What now, he says.
I
said, leave it to me. And you have to remember, I am unable to do anything. I'm just lying outside on the porch in that bed. I said, just get me this and this. I had the folder.
Yeah, but it didn't happen straight away like that.
And he goes inside and he gets the folder. And I told him to call a number. What did I do? Because this was the first time for us to go abroad. I took everything with me. The electric bill, insurance, this and this, blah, blah. And on the electric bill was a telephone number. I said, call those people. And you said, it's Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Nobody will come out. I said, it doesn't matter. Just call them and see.
Yeah. And then anyway, so like she calls up.
No, you called up.
Oh, I called up, yeah. And you took over though.
No. 2 hours later.
Oh, right, anyway, I can't remember properly because normally...
No, seriously, within an hour, 2 hours, somebody was there.
And so we had somebody there, like, and I thought, wow, that's
on
brilliant.
a Sunday.
And the fella turns up, really kind fella.
Yeah.
And I think I gave him a
No, that was after. That was after.
After he finished, yeah.
Yeah.
And
he saw our situation.
Yeah, and and anyway, so he starts working on it, and he gets it all back work. He gets what we had working again, but not only that, he stayed a bit longer. He said, "I'm going to get.
I'm not going
for you.
I'm not going before
until I finish this.
Before you get more electric."
And then he got all the house lit up except the impossible rooms that wasn't wired up. Or
he could only get the rooms going where electric was.
And like after he finished,
we had more electric than before.
We had more electric than we had before. All the rooms, all the other rooms were lit up.
Yeah.
And the stairs was lit up. The other kitchen was lit up. The small workroom was lit up. The everywhere. The toilet was lit up. We had an indoor toilet.
Well, I made that under the stairs. I made an indoor toilet.
And
it's just a bucket with a toilet seat on it.
So tell me, like out there, write in the questions below. What if there's any scientifically minded people out there who understands the law of probability, right? That we were actually talking about our problem of the electric, and then maybe 30 minutes at longest after we finished speaking about it, this happened in the trees. It went from right to left, hit out all of our electric on a Sunday, and we get somebody to come round and he fixes up all the electric.
No clouds in the sky, no rain, no other lightning afterwards, no thunder afterwards, just that one.
Yeah.
That one.
What's the chances of that?
It's absolutely beautiful.
If it's not something, and okay, I'm going to mention the other little miracle now in Germany, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
And we were traveling, and again, this was Dave the mechanic, like I spoke about earlier in this video.
No, in episode 1.
Oh, right, in the first video, and I said to Dave, I said, we're going to Sweden again, and I said I'd like the car to be serviced to make sure that it doesn't break down along the way.
Oh, and sorry, this is not Bessie anymore. We moved Bessie on because this time we were going to take the dogs.
You called her Brenda.
No, it never got a name, the blue
I
van.
called it Brenda.
Okay, I called it her. But anyway, we moved onto a blue transit, and it was a high top.
High top.
And before you can finish in a minute, love. But let me tell you how it looked inside, because we didn't do a beautiful transit life fan life. Renovation, as lots of people do. You went to the charity shop. He bought a bunk bed. He put it in there. We had a little 3-story high drawers, and that was our bathroom. Remember, toilet stuff.
Wow, your memory is wonderful. Right?
Yeah, and we had another unit. We called that the kitchen. It was an old desk where you could open it up and then sit on it. And that was our kitchen. We were just gypsies, really, but it was fantastic. And the little doggies,
freedom, you know.
The doggies were with us.
Yeah, I could take you places.
Yeah, it gave us more space.
We needed to get out of our bedroom, didn't we?
Yeah, it gave us more space than Bessie. And if you don't know what Bessie is, watch episode 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, and, so the blue fan you brought to the carriage to Dave.
Yeah, and Dave does his.
A big service, you
he does a big service on it
before the trip.
I'm thinking that got to be okay now. I feel secure now. And of course, we get all the
insurance. Because you have to remember, we have to drive to Dover, take the ferry over to France, from France, Belgium, Holland. Then we stop by my mom and my stepdad, Papa Hinke. Then we have to drive to Germany. From Germany we drive to Denmark. From Denmark over the bridge to Sweden. It's a long journey, especially because we can't rush.
And it takes 5 days with her illness, because we had to stop every so many hours because she couldn't do it.
That's right.
You know,
we take a week.
She would go into a relapse. If I drove past you know, I would have to keep an eye on her, and I always look at her eyes, and I can see in her eyes dark patches. That's a sign, and her behaviour and her hand touch as well. If I held her hand them days, and still now actually I can tell, and there's something in the way she holds my hand when we walk or stand or whatever, and that I can tell, you know, there's normally it's a nice grip. But when she's ill, when she's running out, it's just very gentle. And so I could tell various things. So they were all indicators, all cues to pull up, pull over, stay there for the night, wherever we were.
Yeah.
And anyway, so...
And late start in the morning as well.
And I remember this one, this must have been the second journey, I guess. Second time we went there. Because we wouldn't really, we had the dogs with us, the blue van, and we were a bit more wised up by then, and I needed to buy, I felt I needed to buy certain things. So like we go in the shop and...
Halfords.
Yeah, I'm buying like things like, you know, in case we break down a strap, what do you call them, a belt for the dynamo and...
Alternator?
Like alternator and you know, just the standard things, and then you need the triangle for Europe, and you need the special number plate Great Britain,
and stickers on the front lights,
and you got to put stickers on the lights
because you drive on the other side.
And then, like
high visibility jackets.
High visibility jackets, yeah, all of that stuff, you know, because they got different laws in Europe and more they got in England.
Well, you are really a military man, because you look forward what can happen.
Yeah, you prepare. You know,
I am very impulsive. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I spent time in the services, and they train you to think like that, and it's absolutely like common sense.
They didn't accept me in the services. They told me I would cause trouble. I was too beautiful.
Yeah, all the men wanted to be with her. Yeah, all the officers wanted to promote her. Yeah, well, I know all of them.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so like...
Halfords we
Anyway,
are.
I'm down at Alpha's now, and so I'm buying all that standard stuff. And then it's like suddenly I walk past this red box here, and it's got like a torque thing in it to make nuts and bolts. And I grab hold of it, and then I put it back.
Yeah, because we lived on a budget, you see.
Yeah, because it was a lot of money for us then.
We don't have much money, so
like, you know, and you know, we can't buy unnecessary things.
No.
We have to keep it, and this is about her health as well.
And make the money go far, so you only buy what you really need.
Yeah, so we were never greedy, you know, we were never really corrupted by greed and selfishness. No. We tried to live, we just lived on the basic minimum, you know, we don't take, except this wine, I mean,
but that is supplement.
We pretended to be lavish, really, but
supplementing.
We don't dress up like this normally. We dress up like shit, to be honest.
Yeah, we live in jogging trousers. Yeah.
So like, and so you know, you get a kind of understanding of.
We make effort for the video.
Yeah, materially, like you get an understanding where we're at, and so like I'm walking past this. I forgot what they call those things where they make bolts and nuts, you know, and. I grab hold of it, and then I put it down, and then I walk somewhere else to look for something else, and then I'm going past them again, and I grab hold of it, and then I'm thinking, and then I put it down.
Yeah, you said, no, we don't need that.
And then you say, yeah, go on, buy it, you want it.
Yeah,
no, I said, we don't need it, really.
No, I said the fact that you pick it up means something, buy it.
Yeah. So reluctantly, and I said no, I said no again. I said no again. I put it back down, and then just before I went to pay, I walked back up to it, picked it up, and I walked up and I bought it on a kind of you know, on a street. And anyway, like forget about that now if you like. And then so we're traveling now, and then we go to France. Then we go through Belgium. And then we go to Holland to see your man.
Visit my parents.
Yeah, which wasn't a good idea because of her illness.
Yeah, but you can't pass Holland without visiting the mother, so it's always a bit difficult.
It's always, and illness comes from our family often, and I don't mean it in the way that it sounds there, but
they
put
feel
pressure.
hurt. Yeah, they feel hurt if you don't come by because you drive to the country. Why don't you come by? Even after now, because I'm almost 25 years dealing now with this illness, and still people in my family do not understand.
Don't understand it. It's a strange illness, mind.
Because look at me now. I sit here.
She looks good, doesn't she? And I'm always over complimentary to her for good reason, and that reason is she needs to be light. She needs to be soft inside herself, you know, because when there's hardness put into it,
every form of stress makes me
any
ill.
form of stress, it will make tension in her body.
Even laughing can put me in a relapse.
I used to make. We used to laugh so much, right? And I used to say, stop laughing, stop laughing, because it would send her into a relapse, and it meant that the next day, if she had this much energy today, tomorrow she's like this. I said, don't stop laughing. And so, you know, that just for you to get a general idea of where we were coming from and how the things we had to deal with, you know, and you know, how our life was and is up to an extent now, because the only real communication we get in a way is through the internet, as we are now. This is the only contact we have with the world in a lot of respects.
and sometimes if I'm well enough, we go I'm able to come to get some shopping, but otherwise we buy it online and it's delivered to the house. So we really live away from society. But anyway, we arrive at my mom and Pop's house.
So anyway, I'm a trained killer, right?
Yeah, and Papa is also an army man. He really was a career soldier, and he loved Ozay to bits. He was a man after my father's heart. So he was winding down his life, severely ill with kidney illness, damaged in the war. So he tried to give Ozay a suitcase full with certain tools, and Ozay doesn't accept anything of anybody. So anyway, Pop wanted to give you that suitcase.
Yeah, and I think, was it you that said it or was me that thought it, but it was kindness to take.
I told him it's compassionate to accept. You have to accept it.
So I had to accept it, and it's really difficult when you're not brought up to be a taker, you know. And I'm not trying to.
No, but your mom brought you up, eh? We don't take anything from anybody.
Yeah, like I remember our mum, she regretted it that one day when she took us to, she met a Greek friend, you know. I mean, my mum's a Greek Cypriot, well, you know, and brought up in Wales, disaster, our dad died.
You was brought up in Wales,
Mum? I was brought up.
Mum was brought up in Cyprus.
Yeah, she was brought up in Cyprus, and anyway, like, it was pretty scarce to meet another Greek person in Wales, the valleys of Wales, like, you know. And so she met at the place she worked, I don't know if it was Burton's Biscuit Factory. And so anyway, and she invites her around to our place maybe, and then we're invited to her place. All us children, our Mag, our John and me. And so we go there, and you got to remember, we're like brought up in a way where we don't accept anything from anyone that we don't earn. And so we are sat at the table now, and she got this, this is the first time we ever done this, so we wouldn't train socially, like, you know. And she got this big spread out on the table for us, like, you know. And it's
the host, yeah.
And the Greek Cypriot lady, like, and she really went to a lot of effort, like, and ice creams and cream this and blancmange and cake and yummy stuff, like, and she offers us food, one plate, one dish, like, and would you like some? Oh no, thank you very much. Brother, no, thank you very much. Oh, sister, no, thank you very much. Everything was turned down, and our mum, she was like really embarrassed.
Yeah, but you didn't know.
Yeah, but we, you know, it's like we were just children, and we were very in the valleys of Wales. It was very communication, and you know, we were very, how to say, remote in a way.
Yeah,
and,
but you just did as you were raised.
Yeah,
you don't accept anything from anybody.
So pine good anyway, and I got that thread inside me, like, even to this day, I won't take anything that people
you didn't work for.
I have a problem with that.
If you didn't work for it,
That's why I take the mickey about, like, you donating stuff to us. and it's like, you know, you've got people on the net saying things, on Facebook saying things like, you're only doing this because you want to be a guru. I don't give a shit about being a guru, and I don't give a shit about getting money, and I'm free.
Yeah.
That's the message.
We don't chase
You
it.
don't understand, like, you know, you don't understand. I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this for money. We are not doing this for money. We are not doing this to be famous. We don't give a shit. We're just sharing with you. If I want anything from my life, this planet is disgusting. Human beings are disgusting. Look at what you're doing to each other out there, you know. I don't say all of you, but I know if I go and knock on my neighbour's door, do they want war? No. The other neighbour, they don't want war. Nobody wants war, but what's going on out there is disgusting. And so, like, am I motivated by corruption of money?
We try to spread
greed,
happiness, yeah.
Fame, fortune. I don't give a shit. What I want to do, I'm here. I'm going to be dead soon. Ahiranta's going to be dead soon. Our neighbour just died yesterday. She got crushed by a freaking car. And sad.
While helping somebody.
But the thing is, that's a story of everybody's life sooner or later. And unless we can reach those bodies of light that we are going to go into. And that's my aim too. I've got two aims. To enlighten the planet and to achieve body of light. Okay, maybe it's an impossible thing. I don't know. You'll see. But I'm going to try. And so... Am I corrupted by that? No, I'm not. So I don't care if you donate. I don't care if I become famous. We don't care if they donate. We don't care if we become famous.
We are happy. We are happy. Nothing can add to that.
Nobody can add or subtract from that. We have developed in here. Yeah. And if we can share what we have discovered, the richness and the glory that we have discovered, then
I think it's our duty to share with other people that this kind of happiness inside and together is possible.
Yeah. And so anyway.
But anyway, Papa Hinke tries to give Ozay the suitcase.
He offers us the tool set, like, you know.
Beautiful.
I knew it was a good idea to have that stuff with us because he had an old case and it was everything he needed in it.
We never seen anything like it. So organized in a beautiful. No, I will see if I find a picture. I think I have a picture. I put it there.
So anyway, like
you accept it out of compassion.
Yeah, I accept that out of compassion.
And now he's passed. We are very happy we have it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because I cherish it. It's not just because it's tools and I got the tools.
No,
and
that it belonged to him.
It means that I haven't got to buy those tools and I got them all to myself and I can own my tools because I like power tools and it makes me feel like a man. And like us men do, you know, so women are power tools and boats. And
what would you like?
Cars,
I want a son or tools.
Yeah. I remember a guy when Tina was having a baby once, not our Tina, another Tina.
Yeah.
And I said to the guy, what are you expecting? He said, either a boy or a boat. And I said, yeah, man, I'm with you. I understand. So
anyway,
so
you accepted box.
You keep distracting me.
I don't think so.
And so I really appreciated that, and I got that toolbox now today, and it's very cherished. Yeah. And
so we make our way to Germany.
Yeah, and then like we're off on our way on the road, and
not even an hour away from my mom's house.
And we're in Germany, like, and it feels Germany. I don't know why, if it was because of the war or what. My dad fought in the war, and he used to go behind enemy lines and kill the Germans. And I got nothing against Germans, but there's a vibration on those roads where we were.
But they drive really fast, and we are in a slow van.
Yeah.
That is what
there are lots roadwork after roadwork, and it felt very dangerous on those roads. You know what I mean?
And it was your first trip to Germany, because the first time to Sweden we took the ferry from Newcastle to.
Yeah, we missed all that.
To Gothenburg. That was wonderful.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
But that ferry is not going anymore. So now we need to drive all the way to all those countries. Anyway, Germany, our least favorite place when it comes to park-ups by the roads.
Didn't expect it from Germany.
Absolutely disgusting, the park-ups by the roads. If it is not covered with
sex,
with human stuff. It is people going up to the bank and having rampant sex by the park up. So, and we saw families and young girls and porn magazines and
braziers hanging up in trees.
yeah, underwear. Seriously,
I'm not saying I didn't like that.
our
It done something
least
inside.
favorite place to travel through, the motorway. We're talking about the A1. That's the main artery through Germany. Least favorite place. So anyway, we are driving on the A1.
And like I said, you know, I mean, I got these tools now. I got this thing that cuts bolts and
Yeah,
nuts.
and we had the car serviced. We had the van serviced, right?
Aye.
Yeah,
We had it
yeah.
serviced. This is part of the problem
Yeah.
as well. And Paring give us the tools. So I had my own tools, but it wasn't sufficient for everything. And so I'm driving now, and we're in Germany, and I'm looking through my side mirror, and I think, oh, I just saw something. It looked like it came off the van. And then a bit further down the road, our red light comes on.
And a bang. There was a bang.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it was just in the right. This was another kind of. I don't know whether to call that a miracle or let's call it good luck at this point. And so it was just at that point where I could pull over into a garage.
No, a big rest place.
A big rest place. Garage,
Yes.
as far as I'm
Yes.
concerned.
A
And
really
'cause
huge,
You can get
huge.
petrol there and stuff.
Yeah, huge place.
So I just
Yeah.
pulls over, a red light comes on, and I only got meters to go before he's going to come to a stop on his own. And so I pull in, and take into account now that there was no hard shoulder on that road, and there was shit there.
Yeah.
It was just one straight road, nasty, vicious, speeding vehicles going down the road.
BMWs, they think they are it.
Yeah, and so I pull over, and we got two dogs with us, and I got Ahiranta, who's ill, and I'm thinking, what the heck am I going to do? And my heart is pure, you know what I mean? I don't do anything selfishly, really, and her heart is absolutely pure because in that situation, she's in illness, you know, and when you're in illness, you can't be ambitious, and you can't be thoughtful, and you can't be aiming for big things in your life. You can only be here and now.
And totally dependent upon another,
Yeah, because she's totally dependent on me, which means she got to give everything away. She can't hold nothing for herself. She's absolutely dependent, and so her heart is pure. And I speak about that for good reason, because that is the power, the purity, the uncorruptness, the total letting go of everything, you know, and to be there in that moment.
And that's where the source of happiness is.
And that's magical, and it's where the energy is. It's where I speak about meditation and getting to that level of a point you're aiming for in meditation, where you stop thought, you have to let everything go. You stop fears, you have to let everything go. And you reach that state effort of no effort. And but when you're in illness, you just know you've got no other option. You're totally dependent. You totally have to do that, otherwise you're going to be in a nut house, because your head is going to play too many tricks on you. It's going to challenge you all the way, so you have to let go, give in to it. And Ahiranta gave into it, so it made her, in a pure, uncorrupt way, that energy, you know, that meditational energy that we all try to go into. And for me, it was like, oh man, you know, I'm totally shit out, and I gotta look. I'm not thinking about me, but in a way I am in me, because I'm worried, right? I got all this responsibility. I got two dogs, I got an handicapped wife.
And you thought it's the end of the journey.
Yeah, I thought it's the end of the journey, and it was going to be difficult to get back, because we really didn't have much money.
Well, we had a breakdown service.
Oh, we had a breakdown.
But we knew how well, the ADAC breakdown service is really good. But you knew how well Sweden improves my condition.
Yeah.
So you wanted to get me there, but there was,
we could have, at that point, right, we should have gone back. I should have said,
But
right,
that's what you thought, yeah.
Give up, the van got to go somewhere, we got to get on a train, and that would have been difficult.
Or would not be possible. I do need to interrupt Ozay again, because I do need to point out that he has a little bit Greek drama inside of his thinking when we stand in front of those kind of situations? You are a bit like Shakespeare, but then in Greek, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, you look under the bonnet.
Yeah. And
After he installs me, yeah.
I saw something coming out early on, and luckily enough, though, I went down the road and I found a bit of something, and it was a nut, I think. And so I come back.
No, you didn't.
Did
He
I find
didn't.
something?
No, you can't walk up the road. That's why you.
Oh, then I looked for it then.
No, you couldn't go back. It was too
Yeah.
dangerous. It was too dangerous.
Aye, but it was, yeah, all right.
Anyway,
we got two
you
different...
saw that Dave,
Memory is never 100%.
the carriage had forgotten to, the alternator had come off.
Yeah.
So that thing that you saw flying was one of the nuts and bolts that flew out of underneath our motor, the bonnet. And,
the alternator.
The alternator was hanging half off.
Aye, and there was a bolt missing because they'd forgotten to put the bolt back in and do the nut up and keep it nice and firm.
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking,
how am I going to
oh,
do
the
that?
hell am I going to do that, like, you know? And then I'm just thinking...
So we talked to each other about it. I said,
yeah, I looked in there and I'm like looking and I'm thinking, I need... Oh, hang on a minute now. Something for... What? No, I remember we had a dispute about this before, actually.
Anyway,
let's get her side of the version, and then we'll have my version, because
this is how
Ahiranta thinks her memory.
Yeah, but memory is really tricky.
It's terrible.
We always talk about that, but
it's unreliable.
But I always know that I'm right anyway.
She probably is, actually. I'll go
anyway, when in those kind of situations, it's the best to leave Ozay and think things through. Do it his way, not to interfere. So I'm lying in my chair, keeping an eye on the dogs, while the traffic is just belting past. But luckily, we are on the rest place, so there is a safety barrier between us, but still.
I hate those humans.
So I just relax into the situation, and maybe it's because I'm a woman, but things always seem to work out in my life. So there is,
You've got to pay the boobs, everything.
Yeah, maybe that has probably.
Dan, what do you say, mate?
Something to do with that. Anyway, I'm sitting there and I ask, okay, what's going on? And you said, well, the bolt is gone, and I have to look if I have nuts somewhere in the fan. And I think you found nuts in the fan. But what he also needed was a bolt. And he said, I don't have the bolt. I don't have that kind of bolt. Maybe we have a piece of metal that I can use, that set that I picked up in Helford's, of which I thought I don't need. If I have a piece of metal, I can create a bolt, which for me is mind-boggling. I didn't know that was possible. And then you looked in the van everywhere, you couldn't find it. And then my eye falls on that iron stick that holds the bonnet up.
Yeah. You know the metal thing that you open
the bonnet.
The thing there, and then you open the bonnet, and then you put the metal thing on there like that. Yeah. You know, the long metal arm. And I think like, ooh, that's a good idea. And so Pat Inca's tools, he had like a wrench thing in it, right? And so anyway, I needed to cut it. I didn't have an axle or nothing, but I had these wrench things, and you could tighten them up and spin it around, tighten it up, spin it around, and then eventually I cut through. And then I made the right length of a bolt that needed to go into the alternator. And then what I did, I got the bolt making equipment, and
from Halfords. From
Halfords, right? And then I started putting that on it.
By the side of the road.
And I can't remember how I laid it down, but I
have a movie, I put it on there.
Yeah. And it's like...
I filmed it.
You can't, you can't imagine how difficult it is. For instance, you need to put that thing in a vice, right? And I can't remember what I used.
I have no idea.
Was it the side of the door or something?
No, you did it between your legs. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have it filmed.
So I had to turn it like this, in a certain way that was really difficult.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get it just right, you won't get the nut on right.
Yeah.
And it'll be out of,
Yes.
And so I did it like this, and then I had I got a bolt now, and then I got the hook of the, because you have a hook on the top of the thing to hold the bonnet open. and I got that incorporated into the bolt. So I had to make the threads around it there. So I got myself a bolt, and I thought, whoa, that's cool. Then I got to get a nut next.
Yeah.
And I had one lying on top of the battery, a spare one on top of the battery.
In the back of the van, yeah.
Yeah, so I picked that up and it didn't fit. And I thought, shit. And then I thought, oh, hang on, I can get the male part of the nut making kit and put that into it. And because if there's one to make a hole, there's one to make a bolt, you've got the same size to make a nut.
So you threaded a nut.
So I rethreaded an old nut, and then I put it together. Whoa, it works.
Wow.
And then what I done then, I had to line up and I had to get, I had a file from Pa Inca's kit, and I pushed it up so that it would tighten the belt. And I put the nut through, and then I had to screw it up from behind, and then tighten it up with the spanners from Pa Inca. Job done. We're on our way again.
It
Could you
would
believe that?
not have been possible. That journey would have ended.
That would have
right
ended
there.
at that point.
If you wouldn't have picked up the Helford set, if you wouldn't have accepted Pop's suitcase, he was over the moon when
because we didn't have the money because we didn't have the money to pay a garage. Because what our breakdown service would have done, they would have took us to the next garage, and they would have done something, and I don't think we would have done it. So
well,
maybe, I don't know.
We don't know, but it looked like it was the end of our journey before it even started.
And then, wow, that was like one out of the bag, that was. And okay, all you people out there, I asked you this in the last video, what are the chances of being prepared in that way for that specific type breakdown?
Yeah.
Chances are pretty vague.
But that is not even where this adventure ends, because the Blue Transit, and why we say the Blue Transit is because at the moment we drive a silver one. The Blue Transit, we managed to reach the house. We stayed there for 4 months.
Yeah.
Again, my condition improved again during that time. And our home in Sweden. And then on the way back, we drive, I think we are 2 hours from the house, 2-3 hours from the house. And this has happened a few times now. We stop. That's right. We stop to have
so we're coming back.
Yeah, we go back to England.
Oh, yeah.
We stop on the rest place. Nothing happens. We park up. Lovely picnic tables there. We eat. Ozay cooks food as well. After hours of driving, then we sleep in our van. We wake up the next morning. Ozay makes breakfast, and we're ready to go. He starts up. Won't start. And there was no sign of it. So that happened a few times. We break down, like on the German motorway, exactly by a rest place. In Sweden, exactly by a shop that sells what we needed. Then the next part of the journey.
Remember with Sweden, right? Those roads go for miles and miles and miles.
Yeah.
And you might come across a village.
And there is nothing there.
You won't come across any shops or nothing like that.
And that rest place again, there was nothing there. There was a restaurant with toilets and stuff. But we called it breakdown service because we always because we always drive old cars, old vans, because we just can't afford new. And then they came, picked us up. I do remember that. Then they put us down. Again, it was a weekend, a Sunday, because they put us down near where the next day we would be helped. So we slept there. We slept by the business on an industry area, industrial area. And then the next morning, the carriage looks and they shook their head. Was again something with the alternator. And they called somebody who came in, because the Swedish people go through really dark, long summers.
That was on a Sunday as well, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Everything was shut.
Yeah, so on a Monday they looked at our van and they called somebody they knew. Somebody comes in a really, I don't know if it was a buggy or an old van, but in the winters many Swedish people who live in the country give themselves a project to work on, otherwise the darkness drives them absolutely mad, because a lack of sunlight does something to our bodies. Alcoholism, apparently, I've been told, is very high in Sweden. Anyway, those two old hippies, I don't remember their face, but I remember the word hippie that I classed them as, and they came up with a very ingenious solution to get us back to England.
Yeah, and they reversed the polarity of the electricity in the van on the alternator, because the alternator had a problem with it that meant it couldn't go in the usual normal way. But if they reversed the polarity of the alternator, which is what they did, don't ask me what they were doing.
Absolutely fabulous.
I'm nothing with electric.
No.
And it worked.
Absolutely fabulous. How the power works with us all the time is just mind-boggling.
That's why we would have been buggered.
That's why we want to make this series. There is so much help in the universe for those who are willing to go with the flow, surrender to situations. That doesn't mean you can let go of your responsibility. You need, Ozay did put the fan into the carriage to prevent this all from happening. And in a way, they caused this problem by not doing their job properly. But then there is a power in the universe that helps you forward. And they reversed the alternator. We managed all the way back to England, until months later somebody broke down here. We live here by the coastal. We just live here by the coastal road, and somebody in the next village broke down, and Ozay offered that person help. And by doing that, we didn't know that because the alternator was reversed, you cannot offer a jump start to another car.
Yeah.
So we blew up our alternator. That person was helped. I don't know how it was helped, but that person was on his way, and then we stood there broken down, only 5 minutes from our own house. But anyway, that was also sorted. But why we tell these stories and why we wanted to make this series is because this is part 2, but there are many parts to come. Yeah. These are just one or two examples of how we always get help from unexpected corners.
And what I want to say is, and I want to cut in now, and again, because we are about meditation, and people ask,
happiness.
Yeah, the Happy Life Show, and people ask, why do I want to meditate? Why do I want to sit in silence? Why do I want to?
What's the point?
Do shit like that? Why? I don't believe in religion. Religion is shit. Religion is this. Religion is that. Religion. Hang on a minute now. You need to look a bit further than the end of your nose. Okay? Look more deeply into things, because human beings, they from the first time, like 236,000 years ago, was the same human being then as what it is to this day. Now, we thought the same way. So we didn't believe in religion just because it was there, just because it was something to follow. Religion was a science, and there is something more in religion than most people will ever understand today. It was a science, and there was a power in religion, not just in religion, but within ourselves. And religion taught us how to tap into that power within ourselves, and how to make magic happen. How to make magic happen in your life. How to manifest things in your life. Have you ever, I'm sure many people out there have, they've had situations in their life where something suddenly turns up out of the blue that they really needed at that particular time. Why did that happen then? Why do you get bad luck? Why do you get good luck? It's not good luck. It's not bad luck. It's corruption or non-corruption.
Of the mind.
It's your inner purity. It's
Yeah.
those states. And often today, accidentally, you're in environments that make you become uncorrupt. Accidentally. You don't know nothing what's going on. You don't know nothing that's happening inside of you. You don't know how that environment is affecting you. And you don't know that affection into yourself changes things around that makes you powerful. And you know, in the old days, you hear lots of stories today of we are gods, those are gods. We are gods to whom the word of God is delivered. Blah blah. I'm not religious. Don't run away now. Stay. Don't turn it off. Right? I'm not religious. I'm scientific. I question everything and I come to answers. And they're not beliefs. I won't have a belief. I want to prove something. And what you would call me believing something, no, I don't believe it. If I accept something is a truth, it's not because I believe it, it's because I've had direct experience of a phenomena associated to that which I speak about. I will not. People often say to me, that's a belief, innit? No, it's not a belief. I've had direct experience. I've witnessed something that I've seen my whole life since 1982. I've never involved a belief system. It's always needed verification, and it's always needed direct experience. And what I'm talking about is we have a great power that we have been robbed of, and it's just a shame that I think there's some power out there that doesn't want us to know about it, and we have to manifest it. We have to bring it back. We have to clean ourselves and not live in fear anymore. Rise above the fear instinct. The fear instinct is what's keeping you away from it, and just accept who you are, what you are, not the fear anymore, but something much higher.
And be the best person you can be. Kindness, because I think to tap into that source is kindness. Be kind. Be kind everywhere you can. If you can reach out to somebody, be kind. Even if you give somebody £1, be kind.
Woman, she's just wonderful.
No, seriously.
She gives. And I'm thinking, God.
Are we going to have money for shopping?
Are we going to eat this month?
Yeah.
And she's just giving stuff away all the time. She gives it away.
Share.
Really,
you never go without.
She tests me.
No, but you never go without, because
you've never gone without.
I mean, how can you have £100 in the bank when you know somebody can be helped by giving them £50?
Yeah.
How can you justify holding on to something you don't really need?
She tests me to my word, she does.
Yeah,
because we're on our last few quid and she's giving it away. I'm thinking, Ronelle, it's like, are we going to do it?
But we have never been without. I'm not stupid. I'm not reckless. I'm not reckless.
That was the yuppie flu to start with.
But miraculous things happen when you can humble yourself into, not humble like, oh, look how humble I am.
Sometimes you're forced to let go.
It is about being aware of how lucky you are in the most horrendous situation. And in my situation, it is, I'm going to talk about it in the next episode, the miraculous way I found Ozay.
Yeah, and I want to again bring it back to leveling up with how it relates to meditation. In that situation, we were forced to let everything go and to live in the moment because we didn't know what tomorrow brought. Because it was just total stress, and stress was absolutely
detrimental.
Poison to her body, because her body couldn't deal with stress, because if stress came along, it was relapse and relapse and relapse and relapse. And we knew that if she'd gone so far into relapse, she was going to go into what we call coma, and that's how ill that she was. So we were forced.
And that is how ill I can become.
We were forced.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, we were forced into what meditational practitioners call a practice, and that was to be living in the moment and not to think about tomorrow. Old people are forced into that environment where or people with cancer, people with heart disease, they're forced. They have the greatest opportunity to reach enlightenment just before they die. And some people, I think personally, we can't know this, but I think personally some people are forced into that environment where they have to let tomorrow go because they know they may not be here tomorrow. They may die at any moment. And that is a meditational state. And when you have an illness, you're in a meditational practice where if you want to live in the best way you can
in that given moment,
you've got to get rid of the fear, and to get rid of the fear you have to get rid of the thought of tomorrow, and that is what meditational practice is about. And by living in this very moment is blissful, and a lot of people find that bliss and joy. I remember Bill. Do you remember Bill? I used to speak about him, and we used to walk our dogs together, and I got friendly with him, and we used to meet over the beach. And I go over there, he was diagnosed with cancer, and he was sat there one morning and he was just looking over the Solent towards the forts.
Ex-military, ex-navy?
Yeah, I can't remember.
One of the two.
And he had lovely dogs, and he really cared about his dogs. He was so, his relationship with his dogs was so touching. And I go there one day, and I see him, he sat down. We call it Bill's place now, and he sat at this point where you can't walk any further down the beach because it's like a
secret.
It's a secret SPS place.
Yeah, British service.
You sat there, and I was like, wow! I saw him from a distance, absolutely still. He's looking out over the ocean. And there was something going on, and I didn't really want to disturb it, but I'm into a routine with the dogs, and his dogs meet my dogs, and they play, and of course they're going to disturb his environment. And I said, I remember going up, and I sneak into his little, aura area, and he says to me, he looks at me, and he says, "Look at that." And I look in, and I think, well, what's he looking at, And he said, do you really see that, And he was really somewhere, and it wasn't where I was at that time.
Bliss.
And he was blissing, and he was really in touch, and he was in the moment. And then shortly after, because the reason I know that, I said to him, I just been on the BBC, and our program is going to be released, and it's called Speaking to the Dead, the BBC, and we had 6 weeks of this. We was doing a bit of this psychic stuff on the BBC, and Bill, that was his name, Bill, he looked at me like I was a twat, and the reason he looked at me like I was a twat was because he didn't have no future, and I spoke about my future, and he compared, I got no future, I'm dying, I'm going to be dead. And he was there, here, now.
And that's where the beauty was.
And I was getting excited about something that wasn't even possible at that moment, because it wasn't for him to see. He wasn't going to see the future, his future. And he was angry that I saw it, I mean, he didn't show it, but I just felt it and saw it. You just know when a cloud comes, it gets a bit dark, and I destroyed something for a moment, and it was like a brutal assault on him, really. And then I realised after I said it, I mean, I'm a man from building and army and stuff, and I use the 4-letter word sometimes, and because it's natural to me, and I thought, I shouldn't have said that. And he was enjoying that beautiful moment, he was here, he was in the moment, and he was blissing. And that was the place you wanted to be. That's the place we all want to be. But we don't do it until we get something diagnosed like cancer. Anyway, I've spoken enough now, and thank you for being patient.
Yeah, thank you very much. This was episode 2 from the Miraculous series that we are building at the moment. And I hope you enjoyed this talk. If you did, please subscribe, hit the like bell, and also share our videos. That would be wonderful, helps us out, and we see you soon, okay?
Anyhow, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you all.
Bye. Mwah. Okay.